The Monday signal continues in week 2 of the global narrative campaign. Shinju's hostile atmosphere rattles the fuselage of your transport as you roar planetside toward a facility that the raid on the Kazuraibu has led you towards. Surely here there will be clues you need to follow the signal, to find the location of Ruby Monday's treasure, and learn what defenses she might have left protecting it. In this video, we'll talk through the mission, how it plays, what to be ready for, and how to prepare. But first, your mission objectives. The Monday signal has led here, to this facility. It's a mess. Get in, get your team connected to any console still active, and sweep the place. There must be something here. Clues to the location of Ruby's stash and whatever she might have left defending it. But be careful. You're not the only one on her trail. If another team hits this site, it'll be a race between you and them. There are 10 mission objective points up for grabs in this mission. Primarily, you're seeking to secure clues. Clues need to be revealed before they can be secured, and you can secure a maximum of 3 clues for 2 objective points each for 6 total points. You're also looking to maintain a steady mission tempo. 1 objective point is available if you've secured at least 1 clue each game round. To secure those clues, you'll be activating consoles, and there's 1 objective point at the end of the game for having more activated consoles than the adversary, and finally, there are 2 classified objectives. This means that while this is primarily a scrabble over the clues scattered around the map, maintaining that tap on the active consoles and following your own investigations via the classified objectives could swing this your way. In terms of table setup, you and your opponent have breached this facility from opposite corners. There are 3 live consoles still with active feed across the center of the table line. 1 is in the center of the table and the other 2 are 16 inches away. You have 24-inch radial deployment zones with no exclusion zone, and the clues will be scattered between you and your opponent. You're looking to connect to those consoles to reveal clue locations, and then track down and secure those clues. Anything could be a clue, and a clue could be anywhere. Find us a lead. Uncover what happened here and where to go next. Leave no stone unturned. After the initiative roll, but before deployment, starting with the player who kept deployment, each player will place 3 clue tokens. These clue tokens must be placed completely outside 8 inches of either player's deployment zone and completely outside 8 inches of any other clue token. Clue tokens can't be on top of or inside scenery items or buildings and must always be accessible on the game table. Important to note, these clue tokens are agnostic. They don't belong to you or your opponent, and either player can conceivably discover and pick up any of the clues. Specialists will be necessary for this mission, but because you don't know exactly what you're looking for, anything could be a clue, as wide an array of team specialists as possible will give you the best chance of identifying what's important. The diverse specialties rule will therefore be in effect. Under this rule, the first time each game that each player uses a trooper with the Doctor, Engineer, Forward Observer, Hacker, or Chain of Command skill to perform a skill with a scenario label that requires a willpower roll, that trooper benefits from +1 SD mod to the willpower roll. So, the first time you use a Forward Observer, it will roll 2 dice to make the roll. Then, the first time that you use a Hacker or an Engineer or a Doctor, etc., each time you use a new Specialist for the first time, you will have that benefit. This mod can be applied multiple times per game per player, each time applying whenever a troop with a previously unused skill is used, and where a trooper has multiple specialist skills, for example a trooper who is both a doctor and an engineer, it may benefit from this rule once for each of those skills. To actually complete this scenario, you will need your specialists to find the location of clues, to filter the feeds coming out of those consoles and figure out what might be important. But once you've found which clues are real, you'll look to grab them with almost anyone. To activate a console to find a clue, any specialist troop can declare that skill. You must be in silhouette contact with the console and make a willpower roll to activate the console. Remember the diverse specialties rule, as you'll have a +1 special dice bonus the first time you try this with each new type of specialist. If the roll is failed, you can repeat it as many times as necessary, each time spending the corresponding short skill and making the roll. When you activate a console, provided you have fewer than 3 revealed or secured clue tokens, your opponent chooses any non-revealed clue token on the board to become revealed. You place a corresponding marker next to that token, indicating that you have revealed it, and therefore that you can now secure it. Your opponent cannot secure a clue that you have revealed, or vice versa. An activated console cannot be activated again by the same player to reveal another clue token. An activated console can be activated again by the other player applying the same procedure. In this situation, it no longer counts as being activated by that player's adversary. Use player A and player B tokens to mark who has activated which console, in particular to track scoring over most activated consoles at the end of the game. Once you have revealed clues, a short skill without the need to roll can be performed by any troop in silhouette contact with a revealed clue. Without needing to perform a roll, you secure the clue, remove it from the table, and you score the 2 points. Important thing to note, a trooper must be in silhouette contact. That means that almost any troop can secure a revealed clue, but vehicles, aerial troops, which cannot ever be in silhouette contact with terrain, elements, or other models, cannot secure a clue. If you're flying, you'll just have to have someone secure it instead. So, how does the scenario actually play? Well, while I'm really looking forward to hearing from all of you about your play experiences and how it went, in testing the scenario to finalize it ahead of the release of the Monday signal, what I found is that clue tokens will almost always be scattered across the middle of the table and will often find themselves being drifted toward table edges or locations that are distant from and difficult to reach, often by both players. When you reveal a clue and your opponent chooses which one you reveal, you can pretty much guarantee that they are going to choose clues that are hard for you to reach and distant from your forces in that moment. If you move your forces toward any one console and you activate that console, expect a clue to pop up on the other side of the table that you then have to figure out how to get to, ideally in that turn, so you can keep scoring that 1 point for having revealed a clue and secured a clue every single round. This makes mobile troops with Smoke and Disco and Eclipse really valuable, but especially useful are infiltrators and parachutists. Infiltrators can just be in place, ready to press buttons and secure clues, and hidden deployment infiltrators in particular can really snook your opponent if they choose a clue that they think you don't have anything near, but actually perhaps you're just a single order away from. And parachutists obviously are very responsive, and provided there's a space for them to walk onto the table that's out from under your opponent's guns, they can be an excellent way to grab a clue that's been revealed that turn and which your opponent thought you couldn't reach. This is really a scenario about maneuver and positioning, getting your troops into locations where they can both press buttons but then also quickly move and secure the objectives that your opponent chooses for you to go after. The first couple of turns will usually be the most difficult. During that time, players will be picking the objectives that are hardest for each to reach, but stay zeroed in on the mission because as the game progresses, even as your own forces suffer attrition, it'll probably be the easier clues that are left until last, and so you can make a mad scramble in the final turns to either catch up or secure those last couple of clues that you need to win. Overall, very excited to hear how you go with Ghost in the feed. How did it play for you? What would you change about the scenario design? And most importantly, did you have fun? Everyone, good luck out there with the Monday Signal Week 2, and stay tuned for my own battle report covering this scenario.